All right, here's my attempt to fix the Polaroid P1050 or 1080 camera. I'm using electronic screwdriver right here on the left-hand side. I'm going to take it out of the bag and show you exactly what it looks like. So it's a PDC 3070. I actually got two of these, and here's what's interesting. The sticker is missing from the front. So yeah, I got this from eBay, and I wanted to see if I can make it work because it said it wasn't working. So I'm making an attempt to take it apart and see if I can get to the components. Here's the interesting part: like it's got screws on the front, but there's also screws on the back, and I'm trying to open it up with one hand, and there's three AAA batteries that go in here, and you can tell that there's the 1/4 inch tripod mount right there. AAA batteries going here. The first one I got, there was corrosion on the bottom of it, so I had to clean that off. But then I got it to work. And the part that you put the SD card in, that goes right there. You want to make sure you get an SD card that is not too big, because otherwise the camera won't detect this. This is an old camera. Here is the back of it, and yeah, there's screws, regular screws on the back as well. It's a nice little camera, Polaroid, and not sure exactly when they attempted to go into the point and shoot digital market, but they did, and this is one of them. And you might be asking, does it shoot video? Yeah, you can tell that it does shoot video if you look at the little switch. But here is the electric screwdriver that I'm going to use. This has a lot of different bits for different things that you can use it with, and it also has a light that you can uh, turn on when you're using it. I have the demagnetizer that's on the left hand side, and I'm going to use that if I need to. But there's the screwdriver right there. There's the light, and yeah, I have the correct size bit on it right now. So let's first take off this back part. I'm going to put the light on it. Now, I've gotten better with the lighting. This might have not been the best lighting for this, and I remember looking back at it now, I should have done the voice while I was talking, but I didn't think to do it. So um, there's no rhyme or reason as to why I switched to the camera mode, but um, fairly easy to get the screws out. Not too bad. I think that one that you see there, I had to pry out, but um, the rest of them came out pretty easy. And not sure if you guys own any Polaroid cameras. You guys remember the name Polaroid instant cameras? I remember I had one when I was very young, and I think I might have used it once or twice. And some people like it, some people don't like it. I like the Polaroid, pretty cool. Since then, there have been other iterations by Fujifilm and Kodak to try to make Polaroid-like cameras, which is cool. I have a separate video for that. Also, you probably want like a better container. I was only using what I had in front of me, which is it's actually not bad. It actually worked out pretty well for me doing it this way. As long as you don't forget that you put those screws on the little compartment area there. And one of the main issues that I had with this camera was the buttons in the back. um, I feel that there was the power button and then the down button, but the menu button that you see on the very top, it just wasn't making any contact. It didn't feel like it was working whatsoever. So at first I thought maybe that could be the issue. Maybe that button needed to be fixed. Um, right now I'm trying to take that back plate off. See, it's slowly coming out, and then it finally comes out. So, oh, look at that! It has some masking tape. So for some reason back then, a lot of components had some type of masking tape to hold things down, and this one has masking tape here. Very interesting. I was not expecting to see that at all, but yeah, there you have it. Um, so one of the things that I noticed This you see the switch right there. There's another screw right there, and I'm trying to feel the buttons, so all those feel correct. And then when I try to push down on the menu button, and see these come out pretty easily once you have the back cover up. Then they come out, and there's a blue plate that you can kind of see right there that holds down those buttons. That's how that button works. In case you've never seen anything like it before, I just wanted to demonstrate it. And see when I push down on it, you do feel that there's a pushback, so it feels like a button. But that one, you don't feel anything whatsoever. I was trying to figure out why that was, and then for some reason you can't tell, but this is what you use. Metal domes are on the circuit plate, and that's exactly what I needed. So that's what those, see what those silver little buttons there, that's what is making it give it that push. So at that moment, I didn't know that's exactly what I would need, but I eventually ended up getting those and trying to place it. So it's got a battery in here. And this battery is actually attached to the camera. I didn't want to completely take it out because I didn't want to mess it up. So it does have its own internal battery for keeping the time and date. So aside from the AAA batteries that it needs, it has its own battery mainly for the time and date. So you don't have to keep resetting that every time you put in batteries. So for those of you guys who don't know, these cameras had these internal batteries to hold the time. When I was trying to replace these buttons, um, come to realize that the little metal domes are also being held by masking tape as well. Not sure why. So it feels very, why they did it that way is feels very cheap in my opinion. Um, but to the interesting thing is I had to take yet another plate off. So you can see right there that this yet another plate. So a lot of layers to this little camera. Um, this takes time. So this has actually been time lapsed to cut out some of the parts that were dead. The actual dismantling, it took almost an hour to do, but I cut it down to 30 minutes so then I can actually talk. I suppose I could sped it up, but I wanted to talk over it so you can understand what I'm doing here and sort of explain the process. So I took that screwdriver off, and for some reason, this other plate wasn't coming off. So this electric screwdriver has more bits. So this is the extra bits that I wanted to use. So I needed to, I believe I needed a smaller bit to get into the screws that were, but that's exactly why I'm searching for that. I'm trying to remember exactly where I was at this point and why I'm taking this out. But I believe I needed a smaller bit. That's what it was. So have you guys ever taken a camera like this apart before? Do you guys know about electronics? If you're watching this, let me know if there's a better, easier way to do it. So this is the way I was doing it. Uh, yeah, there's several different bits. I actually enjoy using this little electric screwdriver. Have you guys ever used one before? It's got a bunch of different sizes and things that you can use it for. I mainly use it to take apart these little cameras, and I'm very novice at it, so I'm not an expert. I don't have a shop. As a matter of fact, this is just a regular table. I put down these pieces of white paper at the bottom just so I can kind of see where I'm laying everything, including the buttons and the camera. And the light placement is probably very, very bad. Um, at this point, you can tell that one of my lights, specifically the one on my right, has gone out. This is a camera that uses, this is a lighting that uses a big battery, and I should have charged it for a lot longer, but I didn't have a chance to do that. So I just left it as it was. Now, I know I should be using a screwdriver, but these little screws right here are so tiny that I had to put pressure on it with my hands because it wasn't coming out. There's only one. Actually, now that I see it, it's two. I believe there's actually three because there was one over by the switch that you can't see there. Um, that needed to come out in order for me to access the rest of the camera. So, all right, check it out because I'm about to take this thing out, and you're gonna see further into the camera. And man, when I was doing this, it was an evening. I was very relaxed, and I think I was watching some kind of documentary. So that's why there's no volume on it. I had to take the volume off. Now that's why I'm doing the little voiceover here. I was trying to figure out why this isn't coming out. I'm not sure. And finally realized that this little switch there, see that? It's overlapping just slightly. So finally, it seems to be coming. Little by little, it's coming. See that? And yeah, I just wanted to be careful. I didn't want to mess this up. So once the camera's messed up, that's it. Although it wouldn't be that big of a loss, but yeah. See, now you're seeing the whole little circuit board, and the LCD is still being held by the masking tape. I don't know why I find that funny, but it is funny. Um, let's put it to the side, and so now I'm looking and I'm trying to figure out why those buttons, or at least that one button, isn't working. I see the battery right there, and then there's yet another blue plate um, that it's underneath there. So I want to try to get to the bottom, and I'm almost at this point. I'm almost afraid to take this masking tape off. Here's a really close-up view. Uh, Now looking back at it, looking at that battery that's on the side, and I'm going to test out the buttons. See that push right there? The little When I put that button in, there's a little push, and that's that dome that's in there. And I can see now when I took that piece off, now I can see the mask. Can you see it? Can you see the masking tape right there? It's actually holding down the metal dome. And you can see it down there at the bottom. There's another one too. Um, so when I push down on it, I can feel the push. So that's how the little dome is making contact. So you can actually use the functions of the camera. And although I didn't know it yet, one of the domes was gone and it wasn't there anymore. And it was only until I realized that, see that little masking tape down below that blue part, if you see on the left hand side. Now I forgot exactly how I got that light to come back on. I think I might have plugged it in for a while or changed over something. Um, but this is the part that kind of solved the issue for me. Once I took that off, I realized, hey, there's a little metal dome down here, something that I never seen before. And this was a pain to get out because they're not necessarily big. So and then they're very like flimsy. So if you're not careful, it can fly off, and yeah, that would not be good. And at that time also, I didn't know where am I going to get these domes. Where am I going to buy them? So I didn't know at the time, but you can actually get them in bulk. And I ended up getting like a bag of 25, I believe, and I still have them, by the way. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to use them again. Maybe I'll take another camera apart, but I'm trying to grab at it, and it's so hard to do with these tweezers that I think I finally just said, I'm going to try to just kind of shake it out, see. Because once the tape is off, especially like in an older camera like this, that tape is not going to be good anymore, so I had to figure out a different way to attach the little dome. And I want to test that out again just to be sure that that's exactly what that does, and I'm pretty confident. I also thought, I wonder if I just take out the dome, will it still work with the little button? But it turns out that it doesn't work. without the little dome making the contact. So that's like a major part of this camera. You can actually see the speaker on the side right there too. It has a little speaker, so if you film like a video or something, it wouldn't be like the best quality video. These are older. It's an older camera, so it wouldn't be necessarily a very good video. Very small pixels. I believe this is a 5 megapixel camera. And now I think I'm getting frustrated because I'm shaking the I'm shaking the camera big time trying to get that little dome out, but it's just not coming. And yeah, the tape is pretty much useless. So um, I needed to see it because I wanted to make sure that if I'm getting this replacement part, that I can actually still get it, and I want to look at it and make sure that that's exactly what it is that I'm looking at. So I believe at this point, I decided to take the little tweezers and start taking off some of this tape to get at the little dome that I can actually feel it in there, but it's moving around, and there might be some magnets, or not magnets, but magnetism happening inside that's keeping the dome from coming out. So let me know if you're enjoying the video, if you think this is cool to look at, and I can make some more like this. Filmed this a long time ago, and I finally got to it and wanted to do voiceover. So if you're enjoying the voiceover and want to check out more of this type of videos, I can definitely put together something, maybe something that I'm actually voiceovering while I'm doing it. So this was kind of after the fact, and the documentary that was playing in the background, obviously I can't have that on video because of the YouTube thing. And let me know if you're checking this out, if you do voiceovers, what are your tips and tricks for doing voiceovers? Right now, I'm actually using the RiffFlow wireless microphone. It's attached to my shirt on the top, and I have the little receiver going into the USB-C port of the PC, and I'm using CapCut to do the voiceover just because it's easier for me to do it that way. Um, so once I got over my fear of the tape, I'm like, yeah, it's gonna come off, and if I have to put new masking tape on it, then I'll put new masking tape on it. So there's the little LCD screen right there. And by the way, I do have a video of how uh, the screen looks and samples of the pictures and then the video. And when I can put that on here right now, I'll link to it, or link in the description if you would like to check that out and see what that's all about. I'll be happy to. Also, if you comment and you're checking this out, if you made it this far, you're 18 minutes in, congratulations. You made it pretty far. So I do appreciate all your support. It's been a tough journey here for this channel in particularly. And this is part of the content wall, making long form videos and seeing how well they do, all related to the topic of digital cameras, point and shoot digital cameras, vintage cameras from the past. To me, I remember still when these all came out, they were super expensive. And now everybody pretty much just uses their phone. But no, there is a resurgence of these digital cameras. If you're a new generation and you enjoy these little point and shoot, let me know in the comments if you enjoy shooting with little digital cameras, because they take video too, and I've noticed that some people are using them to put up some vintage looking videos. So if that's your thing, if that's what you do, let me know in the comments right now. Let me know if that's what you like. So here we got the tape off the side, and yeah, once so you can see the one on the top, that one just completely came loose, no problem. And here's the moment of truth. Here's where it gets interesting. Let's see if we can get to the dome from this vantage point. And I'm trying to be careful with the LCD. It's see that now I can feel it, and then it comes out. And then guess what? There's more masking tape. Oh man, it's like But I suppose that's what. So do you guys know, if you're watching, right? Do you guys know if there was a reason for that? Like, is that something that was just easier or cheaper to use than having like glue down parts and stuff, or it made it just easier to for repairs. Maybe it's just if you have masking tape, you can just easily take it off and then put on some new masking tape. But yes, there it is. There is a ribbon attached to it, and I'm not too familiar with how to exactly take that off. So I was yet again another point of nervousness. I'm like, I don't know if I want to go ahead and take that masking tape off, or if I should take the LCD. Is like watching this right now, I'm thinking that I think I might have passed on it because yeah, I just wasn't sure if I took this off, then it'll be completely destroyed. And by the way, stick around to the end because I'm going to tell you exactly what ended up happening with this camera. I'll tell you, I tell you if it actually ended up working for me, and then some of the other issues that I had. So I'm trying to debate with myself here and see if it's worth to take that ribbon off and take the LCD completely off so I can get to that blue plate. See that little blue plate? That's what holds in the layers together, and the little dome supposed somehow ended up underneath all that some way somehow, and it wouldn't come out. So my whole thinking when I was doing this was that I was just gonna get that little blue plate off and I can get to, but I finally noticed that there is another piece of masking tape. I guarantee you this is the masking tape piece that was yet on the other side. Um, so if you were putting this together, you will want to get to the circuit board. And I shake it. I keep shaking it, which is maybe that's not a very good thing to do. Let me know if you do electronics and stuff. Do you end up shaking stuff? Is that the proper way to do it, or is there a different way to go about it where you can actually just not have to go through that process? So here we are looking at it and trying to decide what I should do. Now, some people might just give up. They'd just be like, well, I think I've already put in so much time. I got exactly how many minutes in we were at this point, but it's a pretty good amount of time for taking one of these apart. And I didn't think it was going to be as complicated as it seemed in the beginning, because when you start doing it, you're just like, well, what am I in for? So remember, if you're going to attempt to do something like this, make sure that you have a good morning or afternoon devoted to just doing this, because you don't want to do it in a rush where you're having to go somewhere and then you're going to leave everything just halfway and not even complete it. So I think I made a decision at this point to start to put everything back, and I realized that I needed to you know oh yeah, the strap. Wanted to take off the strap because that was getting really annoying to try to work on this camera, and the strap is seemingly getting in the way of things here. So, and I'll tell you right now that exactly what ended up happening. So I actually have bought two of these cameras, and one was for parts just in case the other one, needed something different. And it seemed that both of them had that little dome, so it worked out properly. The other camera had a little sticker on it, and I did end up buying the domes eventually. I got them through eBay. I got a pack of 25. So that seemed to work out very well. And I put the domes back on, tried it out, tried it with the buttons, turned it back on, put batteries in there. And you know what? It actually did work. It actually worked. But then, spoiler, what ended up happening is that it worked for just a few hours. And then the camera itself completely just died. Yeah, it just wouldn't come back on no matter what I did. I ended up taking it apart once again and then looking to make sure that the domes were properly in place, and yeah, it just wouldn't come on. So it could have been once I took it off that something within it just didn't connect back up right. The other thing that I thought it could be that this battery that you see, this internal battery, it could be that that finally just gave out. It could have shorted, but I'm not exactly sure how all that took place. But it didn't come back on. Um, it does have a good ending, so right there, I'm just trying to see what the difference is. At this point, I didn't know what I thought. You know what? It's going to be a successful video that I can just talk about and then just kind of demonstrate how now it works and I'm still using it and da 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 da. But that's not the case. Um, what ended up happening was that it worked for a few hours. I took a few pictures, thought it was interesting, and then yeah, uh, I ended up having to just scrap the whole project. I didn't get back to it. I was disappointed, and I think I'm attempting to take the front plate off here, and then seeing if I can get to those domes that way. So um, if I find it fascinating to take these cameras apart, let me know in the comments. Have you ever taken a camera apart? And let me know. Also, give me some tips on if I'm going to do a video like this. Is there a better lighting rig that I can use? Something different that will make the video look better. Here we go. Now we take off the plate, and I realize that there's nothing there. Well, no, there is. I can get to. There's a little hole that I can get to the lens in, but that part right there. Oh, that's why I couldn't get to the dome. The dome was actually made its way underneath there, and voila, there we go. There is the dome. Finally, after 45 minutes of looking for it, it finally reveals itself, and it was stuck. So yeah, so there it is. There's a little dome, and so I think I could have shook it forever. And there's the other dome right there. So see, both of the domes somehow find their way. It's almost like they had a little mind of their own. They found their way to the back part of that frame, and no matter how much I would have shook it, I would have never ever gotten them out unless I had, taken the plate off. More masking tape. So there's this masking tape holding everything down, and I'm glad I was able to share this with you. Let me know if you enjoyed it. So good news is that I didn't lose. I put this all back together. I put the domes back in there. Then I listed it on eBay for broken, um, for parts for use. I think I put it up for like $8. I think I only lost like $20 when I originally bought it. And you know what? Like within a few days of me publishing it on eBay, somebody did end up buying the camera. So it wasn't a loss. So somebody else got it. Somebody that probably has better tools and a better idea on how to make all this work. Oh yeah, there's a dome, a bigger dome up there that you push down, and that's what takes the picture. Um, I didn't realize it until I actually started pushing it, but yeah, this was a fun little project. So this was a learning experience. I forget exactly what I'm trying to do with that bottom part. I was kind of tinkering around with it. So yeah, very nice to share the insights of this old Polaroid camera and to show you what it looks like. Um, I don't know if I'll do another one like this. Yeah, oh yeah, you can see the 3.2 megapixels. Very vintage looking. It's got the logo on the side. So overall, it's not a terrible camera. It's very nice. And if you want to check out the video where I actually have pictures and footage using this camera, please feel free to ask me, and I'll link it down below. If you're into this old point and shoot digital cameras, let me know in the comments, and I'll be glad to link you. Or if you want to check out more videos like this, let me know. I'll be happy to share those with you as well. Thanks for checking out the playlist. And be sure to tune in very soon. Maybe I have another long video. I'm not sure how well this one will do. I'm hoping that it does well, and hoping that people are interested and curious about hearing about all this and my little adventures with these little cameras that I do enjoy. And also be sure, if you want to help me out, that you also visit the description and see ways of you can maybe buy me a coffee and help me out that way. Helps me afford maybe another little screwdriver, or maybe I can buy proper gear. Either way, if you want to help me out, that's the way you will do it. And yeah, and definitely enjoyed putting this thing, taking it apart, and then getting it back together. It's always a lot of fun to do these, and always enjoy sharing these little projects with you. My viewers are wonderful, and I appreciate you all very much. Thanks for sticking it through, and I'll see you very soon on another episode of Little Point and Shoot Digital Cameras. All right, I'll see you.